Can you hear me, sir? I can hear something going on.
Hello.
Jared, can you hear me?
I can hear Kyle. Holy shit.
You can hear me?
Oh my god. Oh my
Holy
god.
shit, you can finally hear me?
What the fuck?
I can hear you.
He's only
Can you
coming.
hear me?
Everything's only. Yeah. 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 I can hear you.
You can finally? Are we doing this?
I mean, don't you only have 10 minutes?
I mean, kinda. Yeah. I mean, I can stretch it to like 4:20 Eastern time if we need to.
All right.
Stretch.
All right. Or we can get it in 10 minutes, dude. Whatever you need, man.
I mean, just Alexa, set the alarm for 2:20 p.m. All right, we got until my alarm goes off. How
Let's
about
do it.
that?
All right. When are we recording?
We're recording, bro.
Oh my god. Kyle, it's so good to hear your voice.
It's so good to
I've-
hear yours, man.
I've waited.
Is my audio coming through okay? And is it a little muffled or like what?
No, you sound good, man.
Sound
I've
okay?
waited months to hear your voice, but
Seriously.
and never did I feel that more than these last 50 minutes of troubleshooting.
Seriously, man, we have had quite the
Dude,
50 minutes of troubleshooting.
yeah, I even did like a podcast with Sal last night. Everything was like exactly the same, so it was rather confusing, but it's all good,
Yeah.
man. It's
I
great
don't
to
know
hear
what
your
we
voice.
do. So great to hear yours as well. Happy New Year, 27 days in. I mean,
I guess I'll put these.
but by the time this episode gets uploaded, it'll be like 30 something days in, you know.
I just realized I was still holding drumsticks from my pirate tribal music that I was playing you. And what?
You're
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Did you hear my music by any chance?
I did not hear. Well, I heard you like moaning and groaning a whole lot. I don't know if you were like,
You hear me like,
yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was quite fucked up, dude. I don't know what was going on there.
did you smile at all?
Oh, I smiled a little bit. Yeah.
Were you frustrated or were you smiling at times? Or both?
Both. How about that? Both.
Okay. Okay. Well, I am sorry. I'm very sorry. But
It's all good, man. It's all good. You know, this shit happens. Shit happens. But
how's
anyway.
life? How's
Oh,
life?
dude, life is life's good. It's just busy, man. It's busy. You know, I've been got back to the training center at the beginning of the week, and it has just been go go go. Had a good visit up in Canada with Jess, and then popped back home to my parents' place for a week and hung out with them. Did a little bit of skiing. Yeah, no, just but it's just been go go go, and then yeah, this week has all been about like testing to see where to get my baselines for the start of the year. And what we have found out is that I am slightly out of shape after the off season, but it's all good. It's all good.
I mean, that's understandable though. I mean, you had a super intense year, if I do say so myself.
It was kind of intense. So
You don't have to say it. I'll say it. Kyle had a very intense year. He competed a lot. He did really well. He also experienced probably some mental struggles with a few of the competitions. And
Yeah,
I think it's very fair to come into this year ready to get back into shape. It's totally understandable not to be perfectly in shape at the start of this year.
Totally.
Dude,
Yeah,
I got married, so now I'm totally out of shape. That's my excuse.
yeah. No, I saw you get married, bro. I was there.
Yeah, did you see how out of shape I've gotten?
Yeah, well, I mean, you look just the same as you always have to me, bro.
That's good. That's what I like about this relationship that we have.
We have a great relationship, man. Like we always
Dude,
look good, no matter
I've
what.
put on 67 pounds since the wedding.
Are you shitting me? Like
Yeah, I'm totally messing with you.
I'm like What are you, like a blob now? Like,
How insane. It's like I got married 3 months ago and I've put on
I
67 pounds of pure fat.
seriously, man. But how
Um,
about you, man? How about, I mean, like, we did like one or two episodes since the wedding, but
yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's been kind of crazy since the holidays and all of
yeah,
that.
man.
So
I've
how's life for you?
it's been a roller coaster, as life
Yeah,
always is for myself.
yeah,
I wouldn't ask for anything else than
sure.
ups and downs and flips and people telling you to get off the ride and you saying, "I want to go again."
Totally.
So that's really what it's been, and that's I'll leave it at that. No, dude, we went on our honeymoon over the
Yeah,
holidays, which was
yeah.
awesome.
Awesome.
We hopped over to Seattle for a few days, and then we stayed in my buddy's got a cabin.
Uh-huh.
Jake's got a cabin in the mountains of it's like a 40 miles outside of Seattle, and there's like
Nice.
ski resort and snowboarding, and there was a
Nice.
ton of snow. And Emily's like never even been in snow. So like this
Really?
was yeah, so we did like hikes in the snow, and she got on a snowboard for the first time and
Nice.
built some snow Mr. Man and
Nice.
yeah, yeah, snow Mr. Man. And so yeah, dude, and that was a lot of fun. And then from there we flew to Hawaii, which
Ah,
was super epic and actually exceeded my expectations.
really?
Yeah, because
Had you ever been before?
when I was young, I went
Okay.
when I was very young, and
Okay.
I I think it's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, like I love all beaches. I'm a
Yeah.
beach guy. So, but I always like think, going from Florida to Hawaii is just so far. So for me, it was like having the stay in Washington and like a reason to go out there to see Jake and his family in the
Mhm.
mountains. It just
Mhm.
made it like a way more worthwhile trip
Totally.
to be like, oh, let's also go to Hawaii. And it was so funny because like then you check out how long the flight is, and it was actually longer from Seattle to Hawaii than Florida to Seattle, which is
Yeah,
just
that's about
wild.
right.
Yeah. Um, but man, it was awesome. Like we did adventures every day. Like we had like a Jeep that we rented and just
Nice.
going all over the place. We did a kayaking and hiking tour to like a secret waterfall. And
Oh, cool.
it was pretty funny because we booked the tour
Mhm.
and Emily called the lady and she's like, "Hi, I just want to like let you know like my husband's blind and just making sure we have like a tandem kayak for tomorrow." And she's just like, I'm gonna need to get back to you and call my supervisor. We've never had a situation like this." And Emily's like,
Seriously.
"Oh, well, yeah." Emily's like, "What are you talking about? Like, I just need to know if you have a tandem for us." And
Yeah.
she's like, my concern is that you may hold up the group. And Emily's like, "Oh, trust me, like we're really fit people. Like I'm gonna be his guide. Like we have nothing. Like there's nothing to worry about. Like it's not a liability onto you guys at all. Like I'll be totally
Yeah.
helping him out." And she's just like, I'll call you back." And so the lady called us back, and she's like, "Yeah, everything's good to go. Like I talked to my, the guide, and everything's fine." And I called her right back, and I was just like, "Hey, like this is Jared, Emily's husband." She's like, "Oh, hi." And I'm like, "Hey, I just want to say thank you so much. Like, thank you for calling, and we really appreciate it. And we're really excited for tomorrow." And just like
Uh,
nice her to death. And
nice.
then dude, we got on this kayak and we're just like
Uh-huh.
crushing it, like we're like leading the pack. And we got to the hiking part, and dude. So first of all, I will say this: thank God Emily had a backpack on for me to hold on
Okay.
to,
Yeah.
because this lady was truly trying to be helpful. It was a rough hike. Like she
Yeah.
was not wrong when she was saying, she's like, "I'm just worried about the hike." Because it's first of all, it's raining, so everything's slippery mud, and you're
Yep.
climbing up like rocky, like huge unleveled boulders basically, and going
Yep.
uphill through water, everything. It's like this is truly somebody who cannot seize nightmare
Hmm.
if you have fear.
Hmm.
And that's like, dude, that's really like the thing that gets me through all of these situations is it's not even trust, it's the level of I don't really care what happens. And
Yeah.
I really mean that in a very positive sense, because somebody would hear that and be like, "Oh, you don't care if you're going to get hurt." And it's like, no, I've just accepted that I'm going to have some bruises, I'm going to have some scrapes, I'm probably going to fall, I'm probably going to be crawling at times to feel around.
Yep.
And the hand I've been dealt. And
Totally.
you could either say, I'm not going to go on this hike. I'm going to be, but dude, we weren't holding anybody up. We were crushing it. And honestly, dude, when we got to the secret waterfall, I was one of the only people who was actually swimming in it. So like, cause it was so freezing that you get
Yeah,
in and like, it takes your breath away. And,
totally.
it's a beautiful song, by the way. But dude, I was swimming in this waterfall. It was pummeling me. Like it was like truly an intense, very powerful waterfall.
Nice.
And I just love to feel nature. And it was but she wasn't wrong. I mean, I will say that this is not the hike that I would recommend
Mhm.
to like in a general sense to all
Sure.
people who cannot see.
Well, I mean, probably wasn't that dude. Come on.
I'm just saying it's definitely something that you should say, hey, if we're gonna do this hike, we should probably bring a first aid kit.
You should probably do that on most hikes anyway.
It was good though. And
I think you should just carry a first aid kit in general.
yeah, dude, I'm a first aid carrying guy. Like
Yeah,
that's just what I always have one in my back pocket.
that's probably a good idea.
But it was awesome. We did like a luau, like we did it was super fun. And
Dude, that's a blast.
it was one of those trips that I don't know if you've had these, but when you're flying back or just coming back from the trip, you just know you're about to head into like a 3 week long depression because you don't want to leave. And
Hmm.
I've rarely had those. And like I had those, like I had that one time when I went to the Virgin Islands with Ali and his family on a boat.
Yep. Yep.
And I was just like, okay, this is gonna suck leaving this because everything is just perfect and simple, and you're just, eating great food and swimming in the ocean right off the boat like for a
Mhm.
week. And it's just how life feels like it should be always, and it's just never like that.
Yep.
And yeah, like leaving that, like I literally came back and I was like, all I want is Ben and Jerry's all the time. Like that's the only thing that I can use to cope. And
I hear
so
you.
yeah, like that trip, and then this was like the only other one. I don't know, just like definitely made me feel I don't know, very confident in my wife choice because we
Okay.
just had such a great time together as traveling buddies. Is It's just constantly fun, man. Like like Seattle was badass, just bar hopping and going to cool places. And dude, we had an umbrella that snapped on us like from the wind.
Whoa.
Like it was just crazy. She's like, hey, hold on to it. I gotta adjust my jacket. And as soon as she let go, it just snapped in half. And
Wow.
she's like, what did you do? And she like looks back and it's just rolling down the street. And I'm holding the handle, and it's literally like a weapon at this point. And yeah, it was
Oh
it
my
was
God.
insane. It was insane. But yeah, dude, coming back has truly been has been miserable. I'm not gonna lie. It's just been
Ugh.
yeah, dude. I hate coming back from something like that. You come back to like real life, and it's I mean, life is good. Like I love, the thing is, like I truly love what I have here. So I'm like looking forward
Sure.
to everything that I come back to and that I do. But then you just you know, Emily had an insane allergic reaction scare that took us to the
Really?
ER like 2 weeks
Ooh.
ago. Yeah, we
Ooh.
spent, and I was just joking. I was like joking about it. I was like, we just weren't done with our honeymoon. We wanted to stay one more night but in an emergency room.
Yeah.
And it was frightening, dude. Like I've never been like I wasn't like, dude, I'm a rock like in these
Mhm.
situations. I think I've
Yeah.
just had a lot of life experience that I'm just like, oh, everything's fine here.
Right. Right. Right.
Like for 4 hours, it was truly like days afterwards, I was like, that was really scary.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it was pretty wild. But
Yeah. That's terrifying.
yeah, dude, I don't like
But
things like that. I also really don't like hospitals. I'll just put
yeah,
that out there.
yeah, no, not my favorite place to be for sure.
I mean, I wonder
Spent
if
way too much
anybody's like,
spent way too
I
much
love,
time.
but I wonder how many people on earth are like, I love hospitals.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair
Yeah.
point.
Like even if they haven't been in there as often as, you've been there, or experiences that I've
Yeah,
had, like I wonder how many people are walking around being like, oh, if only today I'll end up in the hospital.
that's I mean there are some crazy people out there, but yeah,
Dude,
I don't think it's a place that anyone wants to spend any amount of time in.
what
So,
Dude, yeah, my speaking of crazy people, my YouTube algorithms have just gotten so out of whack in the last few like 7 days, I would say.
Oh,
I've
really?
Dude, it's taken me down rabbit holes that I didn't even know that I would ever go down.
Oh
And
God.
yeah, it's very, first of all, it's fascinating what I find that interests me at times.
Hmm.
It can be very disturbing. It can be
Hmm.
very disturbing. Yeah, I've been going down a rabbit hole of history of countries' genocides.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know, right? Like there's something, and the answer to why, because you have to figure out why you're going down these rabbit holes sometimes.
Sure.
And the answer to why is when you're hearing people's individual stories, it's very in a way it comforts you to hear that it could always be worse. And that's my takeaway.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. No,
And
there's been some crazy ones out there.
dude, and
Uh,
they're
in the world.
truly, in the sense of the word, they're unbelievable. Like
Oh yeah.
it's actually something that I'm like, no, no, no way.
Yeah.
And hearing people's stories of like 3 months of hiding out from something, like it is, it just, it's crazy that we're doing this on in this time on this planet to each other. It's insane.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, man. It drives me crazy currently.
That I understand, man. Whew, that's quite the
I
rabbit
know.
hole to go down, though. That's
I
quite the
know,
rabbit.
but it just keeps sucking you down because you click on one video and then something else will come up. It's like, oh, I don't know about that Uganda. Like, let's click on that one now.
Yeah.
And it's just,
I
and it's
think there
hard
was
to stop.
there was yeah, the Rwanda, Uganda, like the ones over there were really bad. But I heard about one that I can't
Tell
remember
me.
if it was Thailand or Cambodia. It was
Uh-huh.
somewhere over there back in the not as far back as you think, but it was pretty rough. I can't remember. It was somewhere in East Asia, the Southeast Asia, I think. But yeah, no, yeah, there've been some rough ones, man. It's mind-boggling to
It
say the
is.
least.
It is. And it's also, even aside from genocides, it's mind-boggling to hear um people's religious beliefs, people's
Hmm.
the way people uh you know their um history with death. That's a
Hmm.
very interesting thing to hear
Hmm.
how they celebrate a loved one passing. That's
Hmm.
very interesting in places. And then even besides that, the way that people eat around the world compared to the way Americans eat, that's the
Totally.
crazy, that's wild. Like people worldwide, I find this really interesting, celebrate liver. Like everybody around the world eats liver before everything else. And it's the most celebrated, most nutritious thing. And in America, it's like liver and onions. We don't want that. Like it's really interesting how things in America are so different than the rest of the world.
Yeah, liver is actually a. Have you ever eaten liver?
Yeah, I've eaten some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, no,
Not and liver and
I
liver's not
actually
even crazy. That's what's
no,
interesting.
like I actually like liver. I think it's pretty good.
Well, that's why
Uh,
you're a superior athlete.
It's funny. Um, but no, yeah, it's a really popular thing. We have it at least once a week when I'm up in Canada. Um,
Nice.
so it's great. But yeah, liver has just so rich in so many different nutrients and stuff. But yeah, no, it's quite delicious, and I'm actually starting to go down the rabbit hole. Just scratching the surface
Of what?
on no, just learning the different, really studying and learning the different cuts and parts of cattle. So like
Oh,
really understanding, where our meat, where our beef comes from, and stuff like that, and the differences between, you know, the rib roast and the chuck and the all those different areas. So just started kind of going down that rabbit hole. But yeah, no, fascinating stuff. So pretty cool.
are you a guy who cares like if it's grain fed, grass finished? Like do you care about that kind of stuff? Like as far as for your like overall health, like what you're getting?
From an overall health standpoint, the differences between, so if you're gonna have a grass fed beef, you really want it to be corn finished. So cattle that only eat grass fed, that only eat grass, the meat is actually, it really, like, in double blind taste tests,
Mhm.
it always ranks like
Below.
bottom of the
Right.
bottom of the barrel.
For
So
flavor.
for for flavor and all
Right.
that. And look, if I'm gonna eat
A
food,
steak.
I want it to taste good.
Yeah.
Um, so like, if it's going to be grass fed, it has to be corn finished. So
Mhm.
that means the last 30 days of of the cattle's life, but
Mhm.
in an ideal world, the last 90 to 120 days, the eat they eat corn, and then that gets the fat content up, and that gets your marbling, and it just makes the beef just taste that much better. So, but no, I like I in general, I mean, you know I like high quality beef that is corn fed. And it's just it's freaking delicious, man. So
It is very different, and cannot disagree with you on that.
yeah,
Um, you ever cook a steak?
yeah, yeah. I've
Like,
cooked steak.
have you've cooked a steak yourself?
I have before, but usually I've done it myself before, but
Yeah.
and then I use I use a like a talking meat thermometer,
Yeah.
and test it, and test it. So depending on the cut of meat that I'm cooking. So if I'm cooking if I'm cooking a prime rib or a ribeye,
Uh-huh.
uh, I like the temperature, excuse me, the temperature to be anywhere from 125 to 130 degrees in the
Mm.
center. So I like we call it rare plus. But
Nice.
then like anything, um, any like chuck product,
Yeah.
you want like any ground beef or anything like that, you want cooked in that like 165-degree range to make sure that you kill all the bacteria. But like if you're cooking a good piece of meat and you're making it medium or medium well or well done, I mean, you might as well you take your shoe and start chewing on that, in my opinion. So
It's
just my
spoken by a
just my
real man.
just my humble opinion. So no,
Um,
what I just say, knock the cow's horns off, wipe its
all
arse,
right.
drag it once across the grill on each
You
side,
even think
and
like the
throw it up the plate.
texture, you even think the texture is better for a rare steak than like a
Totally.
medium rare steak? Really?
Oh yeah.
Wild man over there. Wild man.
Telling
Dude,
you,
I
man,
like
knock its horns off, wipe its arse, drag it across the grill once on each side. We're good.
interesting. No salt, no pepper, just have it as is.
Oh, you gotta do it. I mean, some like a little bit of seasoning,
All right.
a
All
little
right.
bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Actually, what's really good is if you so one of the secrets to a lot of like high-end steak restaurants, what they do is they just slap a stick of butter on top of the steak, and
Yeah.
they cook it that way.
Dude, I have had, and why I was asking you if you've cooked like a steak like on a stovetop or with
Mhm,
like, butter and get it going and sear it in the skillet, is when I started cooking,
mhm,
hands down, and this was before I started all my burn calluses because those are
mhm.
very necessary.
Totally.
Dude, the worst burn I've ever had was cooking a ribeye
Mm.
on a stovetop, and I literally like was like grabbing it. I went to grab it, and like the splatter of the butter all over I couldn't feel playing guitar
Oof.
for 3 months.
Whew.
And this was just a few years ago, and it was just like I was so into cooking that I just accepted it. I was like, all right, I guess you can't care if you want to keep cooking. You just gotta let these heal, keep doing it, and
Yeah.
but it's
Wow.
an interesting thing, yeah, man, because you got to feel your food in this world that we live in,
A
and
little
it's
little bit.
yeah,
It
yeah,
helps.
It really does. And the thing is, dude, I could go right now, get a ribeye going, searing it, and I could literally grab it right now with my hands, and it wouldn't affect me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So another
that's what's happening.
another thing you should like if you like cooking, you should try is if you've ever heard of a sous vide.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Hmm.
yeah, throw a steak in a sous vide, and then what you do is you just you cook that to the perfect temperature in the sous vide,
Yeah.
and then you just do a quick sear in like a cast iron skillet, just for a few seconds on each side to just get that nice finish. Oh yeah, that's
Kyle,
real
Kyle, I'm not as sophisticated as you with everything.
good. You forget I grew up in a family where like food was I mean like food was our life basically. Like my mom's a trained chef. My dad has been in the beef industry for over 20 years. Like I technically
Oh,
I
oh, I
technically
see what's going on. This
I technically
you're saying this all makes sense why I'm not as sophisticated. I get it.
no,
So
I just saying, man, like,
so you're
got
saying my
a
dad
little bit broader knowledge base over here.
so
So,
you're saying my mom can't cook and my dad was a vegan.
well, those two things I know are false. So, because I have had your mom's cooking and it is freaking delicious. So,
She did make that whole
don't you
dinner.
dare.
She made that whole dinner, Kyle. I want you to know that.
Uh,
You and your
I know, man. It was
you and your
amazing.
trained chef mom. My mom made that whole dinner that Kyle's now telling me my mom can't
No,
cook and my
dude.
dad's a vegan.
Quit bullshitting. Quit your bullshit, man.
Sous vide. No, I've actually no sous vide steak is really good. I've never
Yeah.
done one. We got ourselves ourselves a lot of cooking utensils, or not cooking
Nice.
utensils, but cooking devices here.
Yeah. No, that's
We got a
awesome.
smoker, we got a
Nice.
Instapot. Emily
Oh
got me a
yeah.
Insta fryer, one of those air fryers for
Oh, one of the
Christmas.
air fryers? Nice. Yeah, those are fun.
And we got ourselves an oven top and an oven. So
Look
that's what we
at that.
got here.
Look
Got a
at that.
broken dishwasher. Need to fix that.
No.
Yeah,
I
that's not fun.
recommend fixing that. Yeah.
Dude, it's
I,
really a pain in the
I've
ass. You
I've
run your
washed a lot of
dishes.
yeah, I've
Yeah.
washed a lot of dishes by hand in my life, and yeah, definitely prefer the dishwasher, man.
Dude, the dishwasher is great, and it's not good when you still accept that or you haven't really accepted that it isn't working. So you throw your dishes in there, and every single time it's just like, why did I waste all that water when I could have just hand washed them? It's it's not worth it.
Uh, yeah.
But yeah, man, what are your goals for the year? If you want to rattle those off real quick.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, man, like, from an athletic standpoint,
Yeah.
I'm really zeroing in on, so we have the Paris test event coming up in August.
Hmm.
So we'll be heading over to Europe to race the test event in August. And then we have World Championships in Pontevedra, Spain at the end of September. So I'm really zeroing in on those two races. And, my real big goal is to, if I can get top two at either one of those, that would be really freaking amazing. It's gonna be really, really hard, but yeah, no, and then but then from outside of like race results, a big goal of mine is just is just to not dread getting into the pool and swimming, because I just last year was such a grind with my with who the hell is calling me. Oh, oh wait. Uh, hang on a second.
You're good.
Sending you to voicemail, Mr.
Kyle's a very important
Mail.
man.
I thought I put my phone on do not disturb. Apparently not. It's gold content right here. Gold content. No, so like last year was just a grind with just develop the arthritis in my shoulder taking a turn for the worse, and just grinding through day after day of swimming and stuff. So So my goal is to, really work on my swim technique and, get my shoulder stronger, healthier, and not dread getting in the water
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff. So, but then outside of the athlete, the athletic stuff, I'm planning on launching my own, a new podcast of my own. Following in your footsteps, having 50 different podcasts. I'm probably gonna
Good
stick with
luck.
just blind sweaters and this new one that I'm launching hopefully in the next couple of weeks. That'll be called Kicking It with the K Train, and I'll be talking with people who help me keep an eye on my vision. So really going to be talking a lot with you know people who have guided me in races, guided me in training. People that have helped me in from a business sense. Talking to like my old wrestling coaches, my some of my early triathlon coaches, that kind of stuff. So
Dude,
so having little discussions and stuff like that, and
that's such a
so
cool idea. That's very
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So launching that in the next couple of weeks. So that's been in the works for a bit. So going to start recording some episodes and over the next few days. And then really, man, like honestly, like I want us to, I want us to continue to record, put out some good content on blind sweaters, and push the grow our audience and see see where this thing goes. So get on a more consistent basis.
For
Um,
sure.
so yeah, so I mean, so that's really those are some of my
Look,
goals, and I'm also just kind of expanding my trying to expand my speaking business a little bit as well. So yeah,
awesome.
so that's kind of what's going on for me 2023.
Dude,
How about you?
before I answer, I must also ask you, how's the dog, man?
Oh, dude, he's great. He's actually he's back chilling in his crate right behind me.
What's his
Um,
name?
his name is Hugh. So
Hugh.
Hugh. So
Oh, dude, that's
yeah,
awesome. It's going
yeah
well?
he yeah it's going good. He loves he loves to work. Um, he pulls he has a very strong pull, which is
Nice.
awesome. And yeah, no, I just gets super excited to work, and but knows how to chill out when it's time for us to chill out. So it's pretty
That's
awesome,
great,
man.
man.
Yeah,
That's great. I love your goals. I think that those are all extremely achievable, and I'm really excited for your podcast. That's gonna be really
totally.
cool. I
Yeah,
like that
thanks.
concept a lot. I'm actually gonna steal it and start talking to all of my old guitar teachers and all of my mentors and people who have like led me around, and I'm
it's
gonna rip it off.
it's actually funny. So I've got so on the list of people that I want to talk to
Uh-huh.
are Bobby Coble and Ab Diaz. So
Nice.
because they were pretty influential early on in my
I want to know why I'm not on this list though. Like that's already
well,
my first question.
well, because you and I do a freaking podcast together at least once a month. So like, don't worry, man.
Dude, get me.
You'll get all I'll have
I'm
you on the show. I'll have you on the show,
Dude, I'm
bro.
very sensitive. You know this. I'm very
Yeah,
sensitive. If you don't have me as an episode, I'm already gonna be leaving this. I'm gonna leave this episode and go to my mom's house for dinner, and I'm not gonna be able to think about anything else. Then why am I not on his fucking show?
dude, you're on
Yes, yes.
the freaking thing.
Episode 1.
Alexa, stop.
Dude, I'll tell you my goals next time when I have them.
Come on, dude. You got like 2 minutes.
All right, I'll spitfire some goals here. My goals here for the 2023. Of course, to be more consistent with blind sweaters. That is a first and a very important goal for me.
Totally.
Kyle's a brother of mine, and I love talking to him. And I think that we have a lot of valuable information to share to whoever wants to consume it. My second goal, I want to continue on and keep growing my Twitch streaming, because I think
Yep.
I think there's something really good there, and I think that the people who are watching it right now consistently from really cool countries who I've never
Mhm.
met before, I think that they see what I see with it, and they see the potential and they love coming back and they're there every day watching me. So it's a small group right now, but I just see the potential of what it could grow to. And so I'm enjoying the journey of that a lot.
Nice.
My athletic goals are to stay the same or not to get any stronger than I am. Just to, what I mean by stay the same is to continue on my consistent journey of
Nice.
every day is an important day to move the body. And that is just how I feel. I will never
Yep.
not feel that way. And I think if you suffer in the gym, you won't suffer as much in life. And that's how I feel.
Yep.
My next
Yeah.
goal would be to a fighting chance, which is Sal and I's podcast.
Yep.
We've had like 10 UFC fighters on in the last
Dude,
like
that's
month and a half.
awesome.
And I'm not gonna take any credit for it. I'm super proud of him. He's been booking all these really awesome people, and we've had really cool conversations. And
Dude,
I'll take
that's
credit.
awesome.
I'll take credit for the really cool conversations.
There you go.
But no, he's grinding, booking people, and doing really great with cutting clips up and having some. I mean, he had a clip yesterday, it had like 17,000 views on
Woo.
Instagram. So I'm
Nice.
very proud of him. He's doing really well. So
That's
my
awesome.
goal is for that to continue on its trajectory of growth.
Excellent.
My next and last goal, not my last one. I'll have two more goals. Is to continue and to always strive to be the best family member that I can be
Mhm.
for the
Mhm.
ones that I love, and to be able to be a light in sometimes a very dark world. That is
To-
truly an important goal of mine. And it sounds small, but it's really not. It's actually, it's a very important thing that I think
It's
that, I think
small
it's a,
but significant. It sounds small, but it is significant.
dude, it's super significant. And it's important to recognize that it's you and I's, especially, it's our secret power is to,
100%.
because we've been through a lot, and it's important to always remind ourselves that to stay positive, even when the times that don't feel like being positive, you're
Yep.
helping somebody else. And I
Totally.
truly, even saying that, it gives me chills. It gives me chills because I feel that that's the most important thing that I can offer. And my last and final, and still, this will be my most important goal, is to remain being a wonderful husband to my wife, Emily.
100%, bro.
That's
Yeah,
what I got.
dude.
Those are my goals.
Love it. I love it, bro. And
Dude, it was a short episode, but it was a great episode. And
yeah, great. And we'll be back.
keep,
We'll be back in the next couple of weeks, folks. And
hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Please,
we had some serious technical difficulties to bring you this, but we
please
brought it.
like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and stay tuned to the journey of Blind Sweaters with Kyle Kuhn and Jared Hara.
Keep on keeping on, y'all.
Peace.